Good afternoon, everybody. You are listening to 89.1 FM WXVU, The Roar, Villanova Student Radio. It is right now 11:40 a.m. on this Sunday morning. It's surprisingly, after a little bit of snow the other days, it's kind of clearing up a little bit nice. It's not too cold outside. It was somewhere around 12 degrees yesterday, so it's nice to see a little change. You're listening to Fun in the Locker Room right now, your favorite sports radio show, where we have some fun in the locker room when we recap everything in the world of sports, discuss hot takes, make predictions, and much, much more. We're a radio show. We used to be Monday at 4, but now we are Sunday, 11:30 a.m. We're also a podcast, so check us out on YouTube now, not SoundCloud anymore, YouTube, where we're posting all the full-length episodes in case you want to go back and look at some of our spicy takes or hear our great debates or anything like that. Same name, Fun in the Locker Room. Check out our Twitter account, too, Fun in the Locker Room. We're going to try and get more active with that, especially as the NFL playoffs are going to finish up, as we're going to talk about. And then, obviously, the NBA, we want to get more involved with that. Maybe some predictions on the awards and everything. And we'll post some polls and questions, try and interact with the fans as much as possible. My name is Truett Carstetter. I'm joined by my great co-hosts, Sean Rankel, Liam Holloway. We have a lot to talk about today. We're going to get to recapping the last two games of the divisional round, talk about the championship round, talk about is TB12 retiring, like what's going on there, a lot of the news and speculation from around the league. And then finally, what I know we've wanted to do for a while now is get into some NBA, and we'll get into some NBA after that. But first, let's recap the games. Guys, what game are we thinking about first? Bills, Chiefs, Bucks, Rams.
Definitely Bills, Chiefs. Chiefs. Biggest game of last week.
Go for it, Sean.
Well, so as everybody saw, wow, probably one of the best games I've ever watched in my lifetime. Like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, like 13 seconds left to go in the game. Josh Allen was celebrating. The Bills were celebrating. Almost everybody in America was celebrating. The Bills had knocked off the Chiefs. Chiefs kind of like the Patriots now these days. Everybody hating against them, but 13 seconds is all you need when you're Patrick Mahomes and you're Tyreek Hill and you're Travis Kelce. Like, I don't know if you guys saw things, but Travis Kelce, like, calling the play line of scrimmage, like, they're just such a smart football team, and they have the talent and the ability and the awareness. It's just insane.
We got to talk about the elephant in the room. What happened in overtime? This shouldn't happen in playoff sports where the QB that had a great game led his team to a very, what seemed like a win, has to just sit back and watch, can't do anything, powerless to watch Patty Mahomes light up his defense and just get sent home. It's horrible. Like, they shouldn't have given up that 40 yards or whatever in the 13 seconds. That's a reason to lose right there. But the fact that they didn't even get a shot in OT, man, come on. Like, this was the game of the year. This was essentially the Super Bowl, I think.
Really?
Out of all the remaining teams, I thought the Bills and the Chiefs are the best. I think, looking at all the remaining teams now, I'd take the Bills and the Chiefs as the top two. So, to have it end the way it did was very underwhelming for me, but it just goes to show, Patty Mahomes, man, he's something else.
Well, yeah. The ironic thing, real quick, is that the back a couple years ago when the Chiefs and Patriots had the same situation, and the Chiefs proposed a rule change, the Bills are one of those teams that voted against the rule change.
Really?
Kind of caught back and didn't help them too much in this situation today.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree about OT. It was kind of obvious in the fourth quarter. This was a game determined by two people. It was going to be Mahomes and Josh Allen, who could outduel the other. And it, like Sean, said, it was a crazy last 4 minutes. Basically, no defense being played and just insane quarterback play. And to kind of understand that, going into the coin toss, well, whoever wins it's probably going to go down there and score. Which, you can always make the argument. I think I saw somewhere on Twitter, I think it was Keenan Allen had said, well, defense wins championships. It's not really, off a coin flip. But I completely disagree with that. When those two quarterbacks are playing the way they are, and if you're going to say defense wins championships, the complete opposite would have happened too. If Josh Allen gets the ball, he still goes down there and scores. So what do you really you can't diss the Bills' defense when the Chiefs' defense, the team that won, would have easily given up a touchdown as well. So I'm all for rule changes. I know Sean has a couple ideas on how to fix it. I love the college rule idea. I hate this idea, but that the NFL currently has in place.
So I saw one random idea which probably would never happen in the NFL, but I think Liam would like it. It was I think Pat McAfee threw it out
yeah.
there. That the home team gets to choose what yardage the kicker gets to kick a field goal from, and the away team gets to choose who kicks that field goal, which team kicks the field goal. And if you make the field goal, you get the ball to start overtime. If you miss it, the other team gets the ball to start overtime.
Wow.
So argument's sake, in this situation, the Chiefs would choose what yard line they want a field goal from. So they choose like the 50-yard line, and the Bills choose whether they think their kicker could kick a 50-yarder or whether they think the Chiefs kicker is going to miss a 50-yarder.
So walk me through what would happen if the Chiefs-Bills did that. Chiefs were home.
Chiefs are home, so Chiefs, argument's sake, Chiefs choose 50 yards.
Yes.
Okay.
The Bills then decide whether we think our kicker can kick a 50-yard field goal or whether we think the Chiefs kicker is going to miss a 50-yard field goal.
Wow.
And they choose which one they think is more likely, and they let the guy go out there and see if it happens.
I like that, because that's skill-based. It's not a coin flip.
Yeah.
And if they're going to do, I don't know. I like the idea that in overtime, both teams have to get a possession. Just let the home team start with the ball. You just go from there.
The problem with that one, though, is in this situation, I think we all would have watched this game. When would it have ended?
That's true.
Because how many times?
That's a good point.
How many times would they've just driven up and down the field? Like, their defense was not doing anything. The defense would get more and more tired. Like, I just don't see where it would have ended.
That's why I hate people saying that defense is a part of this, because it's not. In the last 2 minutes,
there
were 5 scores.
Yeah,
they're exhausted.
There were 5 scores in the last 2 minutes of the game.
Sean, I like the Pat McAfee idea because it makes kicking just like way more valuable right now.
Kicking's already valuable as it is.
It is, but in a way, you could argue that kickers, it's kind of this rotating carousel, like in the league. Like, kicker, like even kickers like Steven Gostkowski, who you thought was going to stay with the Patriots forever, is not there anymore. I mean, it's really Justin Tucker's the
Robbie
last
Gould.
remaining guy that's like I think with his original team that's like an elite kicker. And I like how it's kind of like you got to do a little bit of a scouting report on these kickers. Like, has their opposing kicker, like, what is his percentage on 50-yard field goals? Like, what yardage do we need, like, to apply for the kicker?
Because theoretically, in that situation, you would push it as far possible that you think your kicker can make a field goal.
Your kicker, right?
You would like whatever yardage you give as home team, you'd go as far as you can that you believe your kicker can make the field goal.
Yeah.
But it just feels like more of an XFL rule or like one of these spring football league rules instead of an NFL rule.
That would never happen.
So probably more of the NFL rules. I think college is probably the best situation because.
So what is college?
College, you'd start at the 25-yard line and you just play the game. Both sides can touch the ball, goes on. The college has adapted this year that after 2 times of doing that.
Go for the 2-point, right?
No, 2 times after doing this now, you don't even start at the 25-yard line. You start at the 2-yard line, you get 1 play, see if you can score a touchdown.
Is that actually how it is?
Right?
That's what college is now after 2 times of them
Okay.
scoring touchdowns.
Well, that's the way it should be because you have a possession. You have a chance.
Yeah, and the
Your
situation
defense can make a play too.
it makes it better because the team's running up and down the field nonstop and like just having both teams able to touch the ball just tires of the defense. Mm-hmm. When you play in these short yard situations, the defense has more of a chance. You're shrinking the field out because like Patrick Mahomes has the ability, both these quarterbacks, the ability to like expand the field, expand downfield, and these two and the defenses in these smaller situations have a better chance of actually doing something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like if you think about clutch football, like game-winning football, clutch time football, it's the red zone. Like, you need to be able to convert in the red zone. So by mimicking that as like that's the entirety of overtime is dealing with red zone football. It's not only exciting, but I think it's a little bit more practical too.
I agree completely.
But I have a question with this. So you said 2-yard line, right? They get 1 play. Mm-hmm. Let's just say you have an above average running back on both teams. Can't you just HB draw up the middle each time?
In college, it's happened before. They've gone 7, 8 overtimes.
Yeah.
Well,
it's incredible though. But think about how good that.
But
it's
exciting.
Yeah.
It's more exciting than the Bills Chiefs though.
Do you remember that Rams Chiefs game where they scored 50 points on each other? It was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, great
Monday night game.
Yeah, that's what this past week. What this game was like. It was one of the best games I've ever watched. And imagine if you got to see Mahomes and Josh Allen just throw touchdown after touchdown in overtime.
Yeah,
that would have been even better.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
What these games make me think about, going on a little side thing real quick, is why can't they just do this all game? And like thinking back to like the Chip Kelly experiment back with the Eagles and in the NFL, like the no huddle, just why can't teams like the Chiefs and the Bills put up like 100 points a game with just no huddle offenses, like tire out these defenses early? Like I don't know, it always makes me think about that.
I think as the game wears on, it's a good strategy, but from the beginning, I don't know.
But if you start early, theoretically the defense would get tired earlier,
Yeah.
and you have more of these opportunities to just play these long games.
'Cause
So
I do agree with you, Sean, because, I mean, we've seen Tom Brady. It seems like every 2-minute drill he gets, they score.
yeah,
So you're like, why don't offenses just do this more?
and I guess I looked up Chip Kelly, whose quarterback on Chip Kelly's offense was, and it was Nick Foles. So obviously, the offense wouldn't succeed too much. But what if like a Patrick Mahomes or a Josh Allen or a Justin Herbert played in an offense like that, where no huddle, quick plays? Like I don't know. I feel like
Just
it could be
pepper the defense.
the potential's unlimited.
Yeah, no, that would be an interesting concept for sure.
Yeah.
So Chiefs advance. I had Bills advancing. I think you had Bills.
I had Bills.
I had Chiefs.
Yeah, so
Bills
that's
were my Super Bowl pick.
I mean, I kind of agree with you when you say Bills Chiefs like could have been the Super Bowl. It
I think
definitely
they're the two
was
best
a
teams left.
very exciting game.
No, well, not the Bills aren't left, but yeah.
So Chiefs advance. Other side of other side. We'll recap the Bucks Rams, which exciting. It looked like it was going to be a blowout at first. Then
Yeah.
you can never rule out what's
Never
the
count out Tom
phrase?
Brady.
Yeah,
Never
exactly.
bet against Tom Brady.
And made it a game. What's our takeaways from this?
Well, I still think Matt Stafford's a big fraud. They were up 27-3 and they almost lost. I hate this guy so much, but I do have to give credit where credit's due. He threw a bomb to the best wide receiver in the league, and Cooper Kupp he's unbelievable.
What was that defense?
The one thing, yes, as the Bucks, the one thing you cannot do is let Cooper Kupp beat you, and they let him beat you. Like, it was a bomb right down the middle.
They should have played Bills defense. Like they should have just played the Bills defense and backed off them.
Yeah.
Like don't let anything over the top. Keep everything in front of you.
Play for overtime because you getting a stop moves you on. If you gamble, you're gonna lose.
And the Rams, if you
Yeah.
look at that sequence of plays the Rams did, I think it was a running play with Stafford first. There was a run first, and then killed the clock. Like they were not playing to like try to down the field. They were trying to like just kill clock, see what could happen, see in a situation that they could actually like pull off a field goal. But just to give them a shot over their top, like
With Cooper Kupp, the fact that there aren't three dudes on him,
one-on-one
is
against a
yeah,
safety, a tiny safety, undersized.
Yeah, when you make mistakes like that, you deserve to lose. And fortunately for Tom Brady, it wasn't really his fault. He played a great game. I mean, they came back from 27-3.
Great game's a little stretch.
Well,
he
they
had
came back. The comeback was
his
insane.
defense played a large. Like as
Yeah.
much as we're going to criticize defense for like the last play, the turnovers they forced, they giving him short fields, like.
Yeah.
They kept him in this game. Tom Brady did not play like out of this world. He played good. Did not play out of this world. He had a great throw to Mike Evans, a wonderful downfield throw, and he came up when he needed to. But there was multiple times in that game where I was like, Tom Brady would start the comeback and he'd be like, "Oh, this is going to be it," and then the drive would like stutter and like they'd kick away a punch and be like, "I guess it's not going to happen this year. Maybe Tom Brady's lost a step." But like, to give him his credit, he kept fighting back. He brought them back. He tied this game up, which was crazy.
Yeah, it's interesting, like, just the difference in teams. For example, Stafford threw for 38 attempts, Brady 54. Brady 30 of 54, almost, like, his makes almost matched the amount of attempts that Stafford had, which is just, it kind of shows that, I mean, this Rams team is just kind of firing on all cylinders. It's good to see, Cam Akers back after that Achilles tear. And then, obviously, we've been talking about Cooper Kupp almost at 200 yards.
How do you let that happen?
Yeah.
For the Bucks. Come on.
It's bad because
someone else beat you.
who did the Rams play right before
Cardinals.
Cardinals? That reminded me of when I was watching that game. Cooper Kupp had like one catch in the first half, but every other wide receiver was going off, and it was kind of like you did your job, but been stopping arguably one of the best receivers in football right now, but the Rams just have so many weapons that just wasn't good enough, even with the Cardinals defense.
And Cooper Kupp's going to find a way to break out. Like he had the fumble early in the game where like uncharacteristic of him, but he just always finds a way to get open, always finds a way to make that big play for them, which is just crazy.
11 targets, 9 receptions.
He doesn't get the respect he
183 yards
deserves.
and a touchdown.
He doesn't get the respect.
God, this guy's
He's
good.
so good.
After this season, like, this is one season, but after this season, where do you put him in your wide receiver rankings? It's a pretty stacked position right now.
Really? I know we always
stacked-
talked about stacked wide receiver position, but like I don't know how many. Like, is there a clear group of guys who like stand out amongst the rest of them?
I think Devontae.
Hopkins,
Yes, Hopkins.
Tyreek.
one healthy Hopkins,
I
Tyreek,
think it's 3.
Cooper.
Cooper Kupp, 4.
Cooper in there?
Kupp in that.
What about Mike Evans?
He's
No,
not there.
no.
Not there anymore. I think it's just the four of them.
If Slant Boy was healthy these past 2 years, he'd be in there.
Yeah, but he's
Slant Boy.
is he unhealthy? Is he like being a diva? Like what is with Michael
No,
Thomas?
dude, he's been out. He's had double foot surgeries.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
You know, Sean, like you, I kind of thought it could have been him being a diva.
To be honest, I thought
I
it was
wasn't
Point
sure,
Diva.
but like I welcomed that.
Why wouldn't
possibility.
he want to play, man? He would have had
I
500,
know.
he would have had 500 receptions this season.
But I think Cooper Kupp is.
I think he's in that. I think right now, after this season he had with a good quarterback. Well, I don't like Matt Stafford, but he's a lot better than Jared Goff. He showed what he can do.
Kupp is better than Hopkins.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you just? I don't know. Hopkins has this career of
Yeah,
really
but
good football.
at this point in his career,
Okay. Well, Hopkins was also injured a lot.
I
this
know
year.
exactly. That's,
The
that's a
Cardinals
factor.
didn't win a game.
I think
They
at
won one game.
this
without
point in his
Jared
career, I
Hopkins.
think Cooper Kupp's better. I'd rather Cooper Kupp on my team.
Yeah, but let's go to that point. What would you say?
The Cardinals won one game while Hopkins was injured. One game.
The problem with comparing Cooper Kupp to these other guys is Cooper Kupp does everything really well. These other guys have like things that make them unique.
Mm-hmm.
Like Cooper Kupp's, I wouldn't say the best at any single thing. He's just
Very good at
everything.
Yeah.
Like DeAndre Hopkins' hands
Hit the
crazy.
hands, yeah. He's not
Tyreek
good job.
Hill,
Speed.
like the speed. Like Cooper Kupp can never, in my opinion, like ever catch Tyreek Hill because Tyreek's speed is a difference maker. We saw that in the playoff game. Yeah,
He ran across the middle. He had 5 dudes chasing him, threw up the peace sign to a dude that was in front of him.
caught the ball
Yeah.
10 yards out and took it 60 yards to the house.
I feel like Tyreek Hill, just because he plays with Mahomes and Kelsey,
That's gonna be the best duo.
he
like,
gets.
yeah,
I don't think he
it's-
gets the
it's just-
respect that Devontae
No.
or Cooper Kupp get, which is.
But I don't think
sad.
Tyreek Hill can catch as well as Devontae or Hopkins. Like his hands, like he's not going up there and making a crazy
Oh
catch.
yeah, he's not like getting super athletic and making.
He's
a-
more
a-
Debo
I think
Samuels.
He's shorter, yeah, and he runs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Tyreek Hill was made for Patrick Mahomes. But
Oh,
Mahomes
yeah.
rolls out right.
Yeah.
Sees Tyreek on the other side of the field, just bomb it into open air. He's gonna get it.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
crazy.
what would Tyreek be on a different team? Like,
Debo Samuels. He'd be a Debo Samuels different team.
You think so?
Yeah.
Even like running wise too.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't understand why the Chiefs don't let him run like the jet sweep a lot more. Tyreek Hill just
Because
coming off.
Yeah,
the
I
edge.
agree
I
with
think the
that.
difference is.
I mean, I guess you don't need to, right?
I'm not gonna. This is going against my things, but no, it's fair. Patrick Mahomes is a better quarterback than Jimmy Garoppolo.
Oh yeah, 100%. Oh okay.
So you'd want to
yeah.
you don't want to take the ball out of Patrick Mahomes' hands.
That's true.
You're okay taking the ball out of Jimmy Garoppolo's hands and giving it to Debo Samuel in the backfield.
Mm-hmm.
You want to have Patrick Mahomes have the ball for as much time so he can find that great play. Jimmy Garoppolo, you want to like, get the ball out of his hands, get a playmaker, make them do the work.
Very true. Very true.
and you don't even really see like Tyreek Hill like screens or anything like that.
No, you don't.
They never really give it to him in the backfield. It's more
It's
of
like
like
crossing routes.
Yeah.
a lot of crossing
Well, he's
routes.
such a
It's
threat.
crossing routes. Like
Yeah.
that was that one big play he had. I think with a peace sign, crossing route or like a drag route
it was like
by
50
the
yards,
first
yeah.
down line. Caught him, threw it to him in stride, and then he just booked it
Yeah.
upfield down the sideline.
Crazy.
Crazy guy. I want to go back to Cooper Kupp for a second though, and like I don't even have the answer to this, but I mean he's more than doubled his yards since from last season.
Mm-hmm.
What is it about this season that is this just like a breakout season? Like nothing.
He's playing a
Other
better
than
quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. That's
Quarterbacks
true.
make a difference.
Jared Goff was not a good quarterback. He's not.
3 touchdowns last year, 16 touchdowns this year.
Ask
Isn't that wild?
Ask Odell Beckham what a good quarterback
Yeah,
does.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you see it. You saw it. That was a prime example.
You
of
saw him in the
Jared
Giants with Eli,
Mm-hmm.
then you went to Cleveland and
Baker. Yeah.
Baker.
We could talk about that.
and then now he's back with a good quarterback, and it makes a huge difference.
Sean McVay is also. I hate the dude, but he's very.
Oh
Smart.
yeah, I mean,
Genius.
Goff hadn't really even won any games before.
He didn't win a
McVay
single game. He's not won a.
Didn't win a single game before
Give me that.
McVay came in.
Yeah.
A quarterback whisperer, and he brings in Matthew Stafford in the offseason, who's already a great quarterback that people sleep on, and he's playing. Well, I'm not going to say he's playing even better, but he's playing Matthew Stafford
Just
football.
cannot
But
choke.
yes, having that quarterback, Odell, Cooper Kupp. I wish they had Robert Woods because that would have been a crazy offense.
Higbee, Van Jefferson, Cam
Yeah.
Akers, Sony
Side
Michel.
discussion. Does this just drastically, not even like disregarding Baker Mayfield's bad quarterback play, does Odell's success with the Rams just plummet his stock as a quarterback?
I think Baker, coming into the season, this was
Oh,
going
no.
to be like a make or break season for him, and he lost all credibility. He was also playing through a lot of injuries, but the Browns, like, that division was wide open for the longest time.
Yeah.
Everyone was chasing the Ravens at one point, but when Lamar got hurt, it was wide open, and the Browns did absolutely nothing. Baker was a big part of that because he was garbage. He looks horrible.
Yeah. What do you got to say,
There you
Sean?
go, Sean. Let it rip.
Ever since Baker Mayfield got drafted, I have been completely anti-Baker Mayfield. He is not a good quarterback. He is the biggest diva in the NFL, quarterback in the NFL, and I don't know. He's just overrated.
Yeah.
Like the reason they went to the playoffs last year was less on him and more on that defense and Nick Chubb's running ability.
Yep.
Like, I don't know, Baker Mayfield's way overrated. But as we were talking about last week, who you replacing him with, I think he stayed in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, do you need Baker Mayfield to be a Joe Burrow or a Mahomes? Or can you just have him be, I hate to, this is a weird comparison, a Jimmy Garoppolo, where he's just like a game manager and you have your Nick Chubb, your Jarvis Landry, your whatever, and then your defense too.
They don't have enough talent around him right now.
Yeah, they haven't done that yet.
And you need to have a really good defense and
Yeah.
a really good running game.
I mean, it's not
and a
it's-
great head coach.
Yeah.
You have the personnel
And
on
special
defense.
teams.
Yeah, to overcome a bad quarterback and win.
An average quarterback.
You need
Yeah,
a lot,
okay,
yeah.
average. You have to do a lot.
Yeah.
You got to do a lot.
But I mean, it's not like the defense is like bare. You have
Yeah, no,
the
the
Chubb
defense
and
is good.
Clowney duo was great this year.
Miles Garrett was on pace.
I'm
for,
sorry, what did I say? The
You said Chubb Clown.
sorry, not I'm
Vernon
thinking
and,
of, who's
Garrett.
that DN? The Bradley Chubb. I don't think no one talks about him anymore.
Oh,
but
Bradley
the-
Chubb's in the Broncos.
the Miles Garrett Clowney duo
Yes.
was
It was
crazy.
very good.
Yeah.
The beginning of the season, they were getting 5-6 sacks a game. I remember they sacked the Bears like 11 times.
Oh my God! Yes, Justin Fields got destroyed.
And it's the same thing with Aaron Donald and Von Miller and how you got to send 3 guys at Aaron Donald so Von Miller's going to eat up. It's the same thing with Miles Garrett is so good that Jadeveon Clowney, who's up and down career but has the talent, he's just getting these runway opportunities to just chase the quarterback. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, it didn't work out in the Browns' favor, too. They had a really, really hard schedule looking at it. But still, beat the Lions by 3. Lost to the Ravens, who had a billion injuries. I know. They're not a good team. The Browns aren't a good team.
yeah. Let's bring it all the way back to. Can't believe we got all the way there from Bucks Rams, but I guess should we? So Tom Brady kind of didn't retire yesterday.
Yeah, I don't think it needs to be
A
discussed
lot of
too
news.
much,
Yeah,
but,
we don't need to talk about it too much, but we should just make note. A lot of news came out
That was weird.
that he was retiring, and then his dad and him, I
And
guess,
his agent, like
and his
everybody
agent
shut
came
it
out and said,
down.
"Hey, he hasn't made a decision yet."
I feel like that would have been more the thing that he says.
Yeah.
I'm retiring.
I'm
Instead
just
of some random Adam Schefter.
Adam Schefter
I'm surprised Adam Schefter got
dude.
that
He got
wrong.
clowned
Yeah, he did.
after that.
like I guess the question always comes back to the situations like who gave Schefter the inside report?
Yeah, that's weird.
like
weird.
it makes you think like is there something like he was really close to it and he said and Tom Brady said something to somebody else but he wants to be the one announcing and maybe he's actually retiring, like I don't know.
They should play another year just to spite Adam Schefter.
I can see him doing it.
That'd be funny.
He's got the little Michael Jordan in him.
Yeah, I could see that. But for now, Tom Brady still runs that division.
Really? Really? Okay.
Yeah, come on
Yeah,
now.
until he retires.
Because Jameis
Yeah.
Winston's not coming back to the Saints.
Really? You don't think so?
Why would he come back to the Sean Paytonless Saints?
I don't know.
Is
man.
he a free agent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. Who else would the Saints get then?
You gotta
Well,
look
it's not Jameis Winston problem. That's a
Okay,
Yeah, that's a
yeah,
Saints
don't look
problem.
at that as like you're losing Jameis Winston. Look at that as, wow, now you have a quarterback hole, and if there are any on the market. Like,
There's nobody in the market.
there's nobody in the market?
You gotta trade somebody.
Yeah.
There's like nobody.
That's what I'm worried about too.
Teddy Bridgewater is the best like free agent quarterback probably.
And I don't want Teddy Two Gloves back.
You guys just had, yeah. Okay, well, it might be a welcome
The Saints
Jameis
don't have
back.
anything to trade too. Their defense is loaded, but I mean, if
You have
Michael
no
Thomas
cap room.
comes back, we need to draft the wide receiver. We might draft the quarterback. Honestly, I don't know. The Saints need to
Kenny
figure
Pickett?
some stuff out.
Kenny Pickett in the
No.
release.
I don't like
Just a
any
fake
of
slide?
these QBs,
No,
man.
definitely not.
I don't like
What
any
about
of the
Matt
drafts.
Corral? I like Matt Corral. He seems like a Saints type player.
Yeah, but the Saints are in a position too where they play really well next season. They're going to make the playoffs. Their defense is great. Michael
But
Thomas
with
will
who
come
as
back.
quarterback? Taysom Hill?
That's the problem.
Taysom Hill?
They
They could go to the playoffs with Taysom Hill.
you think so?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they're lucky in a sense that they get to play the Panthers
And the
and
Falcons.
the Falcons twice a year, and they own the Bucks in the regular season. Tom Brady didn't score that one game. Just that there.
All right, we are going to cut to a quick commercial, and then we'll talk about AFC QBs. A lot of young talent. AFC's in a good position, but we're going to quickly talk about the Villanova Tech Zone, free resource for helping students, faculty, and staff troubleshoot their technological needs. Contact us at 610-519-7777. Chat with us online, or visit our law school, Falvey Library, or New Commons offices. For more information, visit unit.villanova.edu. We're back, Fun in the Locker Room, WXVU, 89.1 FM, Villanova Student Radio. Just recapped the games, and I know we want to talk about AFC QBs. It's a very, across the entire conference, a lot of young QBs, a lot of talented QBs. What do we got?
So we got Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Mac Jones, Joey Burr. We got Lamar, Justin Herbert. We got some young guys too, Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson. This quarterback position in the AFC is stacked. There are a lot of young guys. It's going to be fun to watch. It'll be fun. Rank, who do you think out of these guys, obviously Mahomes, proven winner, who's going to make the next step after Mahomes?
There's a 4-person class as the top quarterbacks in the AFC, and then I think there's a pretty sizable drop-off to the next couple.
Okay, who are your top 4?
Josh Allen,
Yep.
Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert. I think there's a quite sizable drop-off to Mac Jones, Lamar Jackson.
Wow.
And then even a huger one
you-
to Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson.
I don't like that, man.
Liam, you've been a supporter of Lamar the whole season. What
Bro,
are you saying to
Just
that?
imagine if Lamar Jackson was in a system where he had a running back, not that didn't tear his ACL, or another running back that didn't tear. Oh wait, he had 4 that tore their ACLs. A good defense and more than one wide receiver. He does have a tight end, but geez, he's playing with the bear and a bear. He won in. What did he do in his second season, Rank? What did Lamar Jackson do?
He can't win a playoff game. There's no difference between Lamar Jackson and Ryan Tannehill.
Oh, come on. You put Lamar Jackson on the Titans, I guarantee they beat the Bengals last week. Guarantee it.
Yeah, that's not a bad
Really?
take.
I don't
That's
think
not
so.
a bad take. I mean,
No.
Ryan Tannehill played pretty poorly.
Tannehill played like
He
garbage.
did, but Lamar Jackson can't throw.
He could run.
Yeah, but
When Patty Mahomes runs, people
he gets
applaud. When
injured
Josh Allen
nonstop
runs,
right now.
people
He's not.
applaud.
He can't stay healthy.
Okay, that's fair.
He might have the
Wait,
talent.
Sean, let me. So, okay, your 4 were Josh, Mahomes, Burrow, and Herbert.
Yeah.
Correct? Now,
You put Herbert above
What?
Lamar Jackson.
let me
How does
me
that
ask you
work?
this. What separates them from Mac and Lamar? And I'm looking for a specific detail, maybe a teammate. What do the 2 that you didn't include in that with the 4 not have?
Who's Justin Herbert's wide receiver? If you're trying to go with that one,
I would
He's
say
got-
Keenan
he's got
Allen. Keenan Allen.
Mike
Keenan Allen is
Williams.
not as good
Keenan Allen,
anymore.
Mike Williams.
No,
Yeah, that's more.
Austin Eckler.
That's more of a supporting,
on,
a
man.
great supporting cast. But the point,
I don't think-
I think you understood the point though. Josh Allen has Stephon Diggs. Mahomes has 5 guys. Herbert.
5 guys. Who are the 5 guys?
Okay,
He's
all right,
got
3.
Tyreek and
2.
He's got 2
Kelsey.
guys.
He's got 2 guys.
Count as
and
5 guys.
Pringle
So
can go
good.
up there and catch a touchdown if he wants to, and you know maybe Edwards Hilaire, but Mac and Lamar.
Mac especially.
Yeah, Mac is. I'm off the Marquise Brown train. I was on for a little bit when he got drafted, but I don't think he's going to be a good
Mark
wide receiver.
Andrews was good.
Mark Andrews is good, but he's a tight end.
Yeah, they don't have a running back.
I just don't think Mac Jones and Lamar Jackson have the physical talent
Really?
that Herbert. Like you saw
Wow.
Herbert in that game against
Yes. the fourth.
the Raiders.
Whatever, fourth,
Yeah.
whatever.
The amount of 4th downs he converted. Like Lamar Jackson can't make that play. Mac Jones cannot make that play.
I don't know, man.
4th and 15.
Lamar Jackson made that play earlier in the season when Justin Tucker hit the 60-yard bomb. People forget. Lamar Jackson converted a 4th and 25 right before that.
I don't know. I would still, if I had the ball, and I needed a drive to win the game, I would not take Lamar Jackson. I would not take
He
Mac
did
Jones.
that so many
I would
times
take either
this
of the
season,
4.
though. And okay, we go back to the you're on the you go for 2 or not go for that.
I'm going
that
for
whole
2. I'd like
situation.
Lamar Jackson's running ability, not his throwing ability.
Okay, well that whole situation wins you games. They did that a couple times and they lost, and he still had a good amount of comebacks this season, and he got hurt. Ravens didn't win a game after he got hurt.
I think it's the hurt part, to be honest, in my opinion.
That's
I don't
fair.
think he can
That's
stay
fair.
healthy.
That's fair.
And then his
I think his talent though.
playing ability doesn't lend him to have a long career and a healthy career.
That's true. That's true.
Because how many more years? I don't know. I feel like there's gonna be a point. Like, there's a difference between him and Russell Wilson. Like, Russell Wilson's got like, it's I don't know. I was watching something a long time ago, and the big thing they talk about Russell Wilson is his eyes. Like, he is scrambling, but he's always looking downfield.
He's scrambling, but he's still looking to throw.
Kyler Murray is the same thing. He's scrambling, looking downfield.
But I see what you're saying with Lamar.
Lamar Jackson's head's down. He's looking to get the yards and not looking for that play downfield.
Russell
that's
Wilson,
what separates him.
The two you mentioned, Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray, are always looking to...
And Patrick Mahomes.
And Mahomes. They're looking to extend the play. Just buy them time until they can find someone.
Lamar Jackson looking to run the play.
I do agree with that. And like you guys were talking about, I mean, the average career of a running back and a quarterback, drastically different. So when you have a quarterback that plays like a running back, come on.
The Ravens were the best team in the AFC before he got hurt. They were the 1 seed. Then
I'm not saying it's not going to be good, but
they'd probably still be in the playoffs.
How long are running backs really good for, though?
I mean, we could play this hypothetical game all day. Like, he got hurt. Is that the only reason why? Because talent-wise, I don't think that's even an argument. You want his second year. What did he do his second year?
MVPs mean nothing, though.
Okay.
How many MVPs
what does that
Aaron Rodgers
what does
have?
that mean?
Has Aaron Rodgers won a playoff game?
He's got a Super Bowl, yeah.
Yeah, but like, I don't know.
Come on, Sean. Where did that argument come from?
That was not a great argument.
I think talent-wise, this guy's incredible. It is.
He's a regular season. It's a regular season award. I don't think he's gotten the playoffs. I think that's what separates the great quarterbacks to the average quarterbacks.
I don't know, man. Like
Eli Manning, great quarterback.
I just want to throw this out there. I love the Bengals. I hope they win today. But if you look at their road to the playoffs so far, like they barely won their division, which was wide open. Beat a Raiders team round 1.
This is a very young team.
And then Tannehill had it through a goose egg. You're telling me the Ravens with healthy Lamar couldn't have done the same thing? Be in this position as a 1 seed too?
I wouldn't disagree. They weren't the 1 seed, but I wouldn't disagree with that.
They were on pace too before Lamar got hurt. I'm very biased though. I love Lamar because I think he's awesome.
I don't trust him, and I have.
That's fair.
Until you prove it to me. Joe Burrow has proven it this playoff.
So we got to win 2 more games.
Yeah.
No, he's not winning those 2 games.
All right, we could talk about this for more hours, but regardless, I think the AFC's in a really good position.
Predictions?
Predictions for today. We have Rams-Niners. Rams are the home team, correct? They won the division.
Yeah.
Yes.
Chiefs-Bengals. Chiefs are the home team. What are we looking at for spreads here?
Quick question, actually. Ignoring this real quick. I just want to talk about the Rams-Niners game for a little bit. You know the rumors about how Rams have no fans?
Yes.
And the Niners fans, like, even with these crazy rules the Rams are putting out about tickets, we all know half that stadium is going to be Niners fans.
Probably more. Yeah.
Dude, that's such... I don't like that rule at all.
It's a stupid rule.
I understand why you're doing that, but that just comes off just so...
People that pay the money should get the seats.
But, like, do you think that's going to play a big advantage? Like, is this like a Niners home game? Is this crowd going to get into it? And are the Rams going to have to, like... You know the hypotheticals all the time about how, like, when an away team comes in and gets the first ball and they have to, like, burn a timeout or get a delay of game the first play of the game, every crowd goes nuts.
So you're saying the Rams are going to be actively working against the Niners, quote, home field advantage?
Yeah, like I could see the Rams going in there like having play call trouble.
That's a dynamic I would not expect.
Sean, I've seen that before with Saints fans in like recent years against the Panthers or the Falcons when the Panthers and Falcons just stink. And they cheer for the Saints. Or like when the Mets play the Marlins, you see that all the time. You hear "Let's go Mets" chants in Miami. It's crazy. Yeah, I think that could definitely play a part.
So I think you guys are all going to disagree with it. Jimmy Garoppolo is just, if you look at the stats, like
what stats?
His record.
That's the only thing that he has.
The fact Jimmy Garoppolo has played the Rams 6 times.
Yep. I know
he has never lost to the Rams. He has a QBR of 72. He's won all 6 starts. The Rams defense allowing things up the middle. That's where the Niners play. George Kittle in the middle, Tebow Samuel in the middle, up there. I don't know. I think this is setting up for a trap game. And the game is the Niners defense and Jimmy Garoppolo are going to win. Wow. Not big, close game, but they're going to win.
I think McVay is a very smart coach, and I think he's going to find a way to neutralize Tebow Samuel and George Kittle And as far as combating that really good defense, I trust Cooper Kupp and Stafford and OBJ to get it done.
But they haven't done it before.
They have not done it before. And I'm sorry to bring this up, that Week 18 game that kind of...
Fraud.
That the Niners beat the Rams to seal themselves in the playoffs and maybe kick out another New Orleans team that we won't mention. The line is 3.5 for the Rams.
Can we not even do the Rams? Let's not even do the spread.
No spread?
No spread? Just straight up
who's
line.
winning.
Okay.
I think it's the playoffs.
You think that
We're going straight up who's winning these games.
Yep.
You're taking Niners?
Easily. I said last week.
No spread, score prediction.
No, it's going to be a close game, but I have no doubt that Jimmy Garoppolo is going to come back and lead a game-winning drive. I will give you a stat prediction. 250 yards, 2 touchdowns,
it's not even that good.
1 pick, Jimmy Garoppolo.
That's not even
Book
that
it.
good.
See, is this a wild statement where if he puts up that stat line, they lose, and if he puts up 150 and a touchdown, they win?
Yeah.
Like, is that weird of a
That's
statement?
happen. Yeah.
A little bit, but I don't know. I just see him.
Might be more like correlation or was it causation?
I see him as a clutch quarterback who can make the opposite of Lamar Jackson, which he can win games in the playoffs. And I just see him not making the mistakes. And
What do you mean win games in the playoffs?
I see him as Eli Manning 2.0.
All he does is sit around. He's the dude that does nothing for the group project, still gets an A. His team just carries him.
Oh my god,
He didn't do anything against Aaron Rodgers. Didn't do a thing. Just sat in the Lambeau cold and as his team won.
Niners win.
Oh my god.
By 4. My guess of the score 24-20.
24.
All right, Liam. What's
I'm taking the Rams. All you have to do if you're the Rams, let Jimmy G be the one that beats you. Don't let Debo beat you. Don't let the defense beat you. Let Jimmy G come out here and prove himself, because I don't think he will.
I'm with you on that. I think, for as many yards as Jimmy's putting up, I'd say half of those have to be run after the catch, bro. Like, he's throwing 10-yard passes.
Doesn't matter.
And Debo Samuel's running for another 30. So, if you prevent the ball from being in Debo Samuel's hands, maybe put Jalen Ramsey on him. Jalen Ramsey, arguably best corner in the league.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think you have more success with a linebacker on him than a cornerback.
You just can't let Debo beat you. Make someone else make a play.
Yeah.
That's what you should do.
But at the same
Also,
time,
Elijah Mitchell's gonna have a
don't
great
let
game
George Kittle, get a 5-yard pass, break an open tackle, and sprint to the end zone. Like,
I've seen that happen
it's not that simple, but
Kyle Shanahan, great head coach.
Great coaches.
Let Jimmy G.
Two great coaches.
Coach together, right?
It's crazy. If you look at that coaching staff with the Redskins.
Yeah, show that.
I just think you can't let Debo beat you, and you can't let Kittle beat you. Make someone else step up. Make Jimmy G step up and prove himself. No issues with that if you're the Rams.
Who was it? It was Shanahan, McVay.
So Mike Shanahan was the coach. Yeah, here we go. Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, Matt LaFleur.
Wow.
We're all on that team together.
3 playoff coaches, too. 2 of them still in it.
Yeah. And Raheem Morris, who was the... I think he's the Falcons guy.
Were those are the RG3 days?
Yeah, RG3 Kirk Cousins.
Jeez.
Pierre Garceau.
Gotta be an exciting
Morris.
time for Washington football.
Like that?
But,
yeah, so I think we're both Rams.
Yeah.
You're Niners on this.
I predicted last week, and I've been saying for a while now, Niners-Chiefs Super Bowl, and I'm sticking to it. The Niners will beat the Chiefs.
Rematch, and you think the Niners come out on top?
Yes.
Yeah, you did say that.
Dude, if the Niners win this whole thing, I'm going to have a big issue.
I'm going to be so upset. They didn't even deserve to be in the playoffs.
I'll be eating wings, watching YouTube, be very sad as the Niners beat the Chiefs.
All right, Bengals Chiefs. I think this is going to be an interesting game too.
I could honestly I think it's either going to be. I think the Chiefs are going to blow.
Vegas thinks that Kansas City is going to win by 7, that's a pretty big line. So they have a lot of confidence in the Chiefs.
Kansas City by 2 touchdowns at least.
The thing the Chiefs can do, and the problem is Joe Burrow's offensive line.
Yes.
The Chiefs don't have to blitz. You send 4 guys, you drop the 7 back.
How many times versus Titans? How many times, Sean?
7.
9.
9. Is 9?
9.
Yeah. But yeah, I think the Chiefs just have the Chiefs defense can just sit back.
They've proven themselves.
Yeah. But they did also get gashed by Joe Burrow the last time they played, and Joe Burrow had
true.
450 passing yards and 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, that was a different Chiefs team, though. This is like a completely different Chiefs team.
Playoffs Chiefs, man.
Yeah. And, you know, in retrospect, like, this was an amazing year for the Bengals. Joey B's second year.
Nobody
Jamar
saw
Chase.
this happen.
Nobody saw this. Like, at one point, they were first in the AFC. Like, regardless of what happens, even if they come out here and lose by 21 points, like, hats off to them. Great season.
I just, too, with
Setting a great foundation.
the Bengals defense, I think, overperformed a lot last game against the Titans, who, let's be real, aren't even comparable to the Chiefs' offense.
No,
And
not at all.
Eli Apple had a pick. Like, come on, man. I could see the Chiefs winning by 2-3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I think Patrick Mahomes was too good.
And that's not a shot at Joe Burrow or the Bengals.
No, not at all.
But
The
it's
Chiefs are
the
just a
Chiefs.
different animal.
Yeah, it's the Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, imagine, like you were saying this, imagine, like, you're game planning for Ryan Tannehill and A.J. Brown and an injured Derrick Henry versus this high-powered, record-setting offense.
Yeah.
The Chiefs,
Experienced, Super Bowl-winning offense.
So we all going Chiefs?
Chiefs are like Tom Brady like nowadays. Like,
Yeah.
as long as they keep this game close, give them a last-minute drive. 13 seconds is all they need. Like, it's utterly ridiculously off what their offense can do. I don't see how you pick against them.
No, you can't.
So you have a Niners-Chiefs Super Bowl, and we have a Rams-Chiefs Super Bowl.
Rams-Chiefs.
And if it's Rams-Chiefs, I'm just praying the night before we get a game like that one Monday Night Football game when it was 54-51, arguably one of the greatest Monday Night Football games of all time. Those were the Jared Goff days. So that's wow.
Matt Stafford will put up 70.
Yeah. So I think that'd be a great Super Bowl.
Who will you have in the Super Bowl, just for fun? Pick your Super Bowl
Chiefs.
winners.
I just can't see anybody beating them. I know you have your Niners, but they're different, man. Patrick Mahomes is different. It's you know.
The reason I think Niners are going to beat the Chiefs is because the Niners can put Patrick Mahomes on the ground, and as we've seen in the past, the way to beat great quarterbacks is to get them on the ground.
Yeah.
That's Tom Brady's problem, and I think that's also Patrick Mahomes'
The
problem.
issue with that is you bring pressure. Tyreek Hill's already downfield.
But they also have the defense in the back that can cover that.
Kelsey, they just have weapons.
They do.
It's gonna be great 2 games.
The Rams also have the defense line to put pressure on Mahomes. Like Aaron Donald, they were hitting Tom Brady nonstop. Tom Brady did not have time in that game against the Rams.
I hate to say this, but I think the Rams are going to win the whole thing.
God.
As a Seahawks fan, it pains me so much. I might not even watch this Niners-Rams game because I'm hoping it can just end in a tie and we have another Bills-Chiefs game or something like that. But I don't want to see either of these teams win. The reason I'm more okay with seeing the Rams win because the Rams are just a stacked, on paper, talented team. If the Niners come out here and pull some,
If they win a Super Bowl with Jimmy G, I'm gonna be so.
I'm gonna be
mad,
pissed
man.
too. Like if they had won like the last couple years when Jimmy G was playing well, like last time they went to the Super Bowl, okay, that's fine. But I honestly think the Rams are the better team. I think Aaron Donald is, as we saw when the Chiefs played the Bucks and lost and got manhandled by the Bucks defense. Mahomes was running for his life. You're telling me Aaron Donald, Von Miller, and with Jalen Ramsey, maintaining everything in the background. You're telling me that's not going to be an issue for this Chiefs offensive line?
100%.
I could totally see
I agree with you on
the
that.
Rams bringing a chip to LA.
Oh,
As much as that, I'm about to throw up just saying that statement, but yeah. All right, so we're gonna cut to commercial, and then I think we're gonna predict the Pro Bowl game, right? Isn't
Of course.
that? No,
I've got the NFC up by big.
big NFC win.
Huge.
Isn't that what it usually
Laying
is?
money
Something
on
like that. No, but we're actually gonna be covering the NBA when we get back. I know we want to talk about the Cavs, Steph's shooting slump, James Harden wanting out from the Nets, all that's good stuff. WXVU 89.1 FM. No Lakers talk today. We do too much of that. We'll be right back.
From the newsroom, this is WXVU News Director Gabriella LaFool with your weekly Mainline News Minute. Delaware County Medical Reserve Corps have started helping hospitals. According to Action News in Montgomery County, 83% of inpatient hospital beds are occupied. Of those, 17% are with COVID patients. Of their ICU beds, 78% are full, with 23% of them being COVID patients. Fortunately, there's been a slight drop in cases in Philadelphia, but officials say we can't let our guard down. Philadelphia Health Commissioner Dr. Cheryl Betigol said that this does not mean danger has passed, as there are still nearly 2,000 new cases per day. In Delaware County, 4 hospitals, Crozer Chester Medical Center, Delaware County Memorial Hospital, Mercy Fitzgerald Hospital, and Taylor Hospital, are now receiving extra help from the county's Medical Reserve Corps. The Delaware County Medical Reserve Corps is made up of roughly 3,400 volunteers. With staffing shortages being so prevalent, officials say this has been a great help in keeping hospitals on top of basic human elements. At this time, Delaware County officials say that they have not put in any requests to the governor for additional help. With this week's Mainline News Minute, I'm Gabriella Raffoul from the WXVU Newsroom.
Here's what's happening in the Mainline with WXVU's Mainline Community Events Billboard.
Are you feeling stressed from classes? Join Campus Ministry for a taste of mindfulness meditation, Mondays from 1 to 1:30 during the fall semester. Sessions will take place on Zoom. Contact Campus Ministry for more information.
If you have a community event in the main line you'd like to submit to WXVU's billboard, email wxvumusic@gmail.com.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Now, here's your 3-day weather forecast for the main line.
Mainly sunny skies for your Sunday. We'll get up to 26. We'll see partly cloudy skies overnight, a low down to 12 degrees. A mix of sun and clouds Monday, a high of 33. And a mix of sun and clouds Tuesday, a high of 38.
Alrighty, we are back. Fun in the locker room. 12:27 p.m. We just covered all of our NFL. I mean, we could talk about that for another hour, but we definitely want to get some NBA. But first, we have NFL trivia, as Sean always has.
Of course, yeah. So since it's the Super Bowl coming up in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, I think it's 2 weeks, yeah. We're going to start with some Super Bowl trivia. I have 2 Super Bowl questions for you guys. What NFL city hosted the coldest Super Bowl ever?
Coldest NFL city.
Was it Green Bay?
Maybe never have a Super Bowl in
Never
Green Bay.
had one.
This surprised me a lot.
It surprised you a lot. Has Denver ever had a Super Bowl?
It's not Denver.
I could say like Buffalo.
They wouldn't have anything in Buffalo. Just for a like.
So they
most-
just choose
Like a
major
place
cities,
that
basically.
Wouldn't be cold.
Yeah, it's a South because the
Really?
most north they've been, I think it was the Giants Stadium, and that wasn't the coldest. Which
I want to
surprised
say
me.
like Carolina or something like that. No?
Nope.
East
even,
Coast or West?
Even Southerner. Even
What?
Atlanta?
Don't tell me it was like a Florida.
Atlanta.
I don't think it's. I think it's like equal to Atlanta.
Not Denver. Is it West? Is it West Coast then?
It's South. It's not a coast.
South?
Really.
It wasn't New Orleans, was
No.
it? New Orleans?
way.
New Orleans is the
What?
coldest
What
Super
was
Bowl.
what was the temperature?
I don't know the actual
We
temperature.
play in a dome too, so
So that doesn't
Yeah.
it doesn't really affect anything.
yeah.
I know. The coldest Super Bowl ever was because you would think it'd be like New York, because like
That's
New York one
anticlimactic.
was like a little
Right?
chaotic because
How cold was it in New Orleans that day?
That was a little underwhelming. The coldest one ever, and it's like, oh, we're in a dome. Doesn't matter.
it was 39 degrees at kickoff.
Really?
How many?
That's
39.
There's no way
Okay.
that's the coldest one ever.
It was
Is it really?
1972.
It's crazy because don't they have playoff games that are like -5 or something
They've
like
had-
that?
Yeah, but they don't play the Super Bowl up north for that reason.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's nuts.
Is that do you have more NFL?
I have another one. Another
Okay.
NFL is 2 quarterbacks in NFL history have won Super Bowls with 2 different teams.
Tom Brady.
Yeah, it was a given.
Uh,
Peyton Manning.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
Nice.
rode it out with the Broncos. It was a great way to end the career.
Do you want the NBA one now or wait till after NBA?
No, we'll wait till let's get right into it. It's a great transition. I think Liam is excited about the Cavs?
Oh yeah, I need to give an apology to the Cavs because we said this last year on the show. We were talking about teams that just like need to blow it up, and they're going in no direction. I would always talk about the Cavs and how they were just booty, but they've been awesome this season. 8-2 in their last 10, beating good teams like the Bucks, the Nets, Jazz. I mean, this team's fun. They're young. Darius Garland's should be an all-star. I don't know if he is.
I don't see how he gets an all-star nod.
Really?
In the East.
Really?
I feel like just because like fan voting and other stuff,
That's
like I feel like there's
fan
too much
voting,
stuff to
that's
get.
a whole, yeah. He should be an all-star this year.
Yeah, the problem is if LeBron James isn't in Cleveland, nobody really cares about
Yeah.
Cleveland. It's a small market. It's going to be tough
It's true.
to get recognition there.
But it would be the first time they make the playoffs since
That's
King
LeBron.
left, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe this makes LeBron want to go back to Cleveland.
Oh, that'd be weird.
That would be. Dude, you want to talk about a team though? Imagine him with Mobley, Darius Garland. It'd be better than
He would trade them
Better
all.
than
He would
Blake.
trade them all away
Yeah,
for Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did. They're game and a half outside the 1 seed.
Yeah.
4 seed right now.
But they got guys. I mean, Mobley's the favorite to win Rookie of the Year. They got Kevin Love coming off the bench, only shooting threes now. That's his game. It's very impressive. Darius Garland's been awesome. Colin Sexton.
I love Mobley.
Yeah.
Such defensive sound, like
He's a top 10 defender.
Yeah.
Right now, which is you never say that.
he
about
takes
rookies.
the top offense player on each team and like locks them down.
I think they were saying he was like the best defensive player coming out of college since like Anthony Davis.
Probably.
Which is wild.
Anthony Davis isn't as good defensively anymore. So,
But
No,
like
it's
in
not.
college, like you've seen that stat where he had like more blocks than like
He
some
averaged
teams.
he
Yeah.
averaged 4 blocks a game.
Yeah.
I think, college.
Unreal stuff for him. But
where did he
I
play?
I think this
Who?
Evan Mobley in college.
USC.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean this Cavs team,
They're fun.
they're fun to watch. Garland is really fun to watch. I know Sexton's been out, but it's looking like Garland's going to be the better player, unfortunately. Because, which sucks because I think Sexton's up for a contract extension, and I don't know if he's going to get that from the Cavs because they got to pay Garland. I think Jared Allen just got paid. That like
That front court,
defensive front court.
oh
If
my
you
gosh.
drafted Okoro for his defense, you have Mobley, who's already a great defender. Jared Allen, which was an underrated piece
Probably
that
one of
moved
the best
around
rim
in the
protectors in the league.
yeah. And
Yeah.
to think they got it in the James Harden trade, which like
Really weird,
you
yeah.
you don't think of the Cavs as being involved in that trade, and that was honestly a huge piece that got moved. Yeah, they're excited. They're building something really good. They just kind of need, in my opinion, what Sexton could have been, and that's like another guy to go along with Garland to generate some offense. Like if you're relying on Kevin Love and Chetty Osman,
Yeah.
that's
Chetty Osman.
tough outside of Garland.
Looking at the roster,
Is Chetty Osman still there?
He is still there. Yeah.
Is he playing at all?
Laurie Markkinen playing?
I think he does play. Oh yeah, Markkanen's on that team.
Yeah.
Jared Allen?
Yeah.
Has Jared Allen playing well? I like Jared
Yeah,
Allen.
he's been.
Okay, good.
I mean,
Very good
yeah,
defense.
that front court in general has been playing great. I forgot they got Lowry Markkinen. How does he fit on that?
He's averaging 4. He's been out.
Don't they have Taco too?
They do. I think
It's a lot
I
of.
thought
were-
Taco got
they
released.
were just about to get Bull. I know that.
Oh,
and that something fell through.
Bobo's with the Celtics now?
Yeah, he's with the Celtics now. Replace Taco for Bull. That's
Yeah.
kind of weird.
But I feel like Laurie Markkinen is just like a younger Kevin Love. I feel like they're just taking like the same position.
Yeah.
Both just 3-point shooters and like big men in the corner. I feel like neither of them have good defense or I don't know. I feel like the Cavs coming to the trade deadline, they can move some pieces around and do something.
Are they buying? They're not really selling.
They have to buy.
They have to be buying.
But buying, I think they can be both because there's players on the team they can sell. Like a
Yeah.
Markkinen's a sell.
Yeah.
Like there's players they can sell.
Is
and
Kevin Love a
players they can
sell?
buy.
I mean, he is just so much
No.
older than all
Yeah.
these guys. You got to look
Play
long
defense,
term.
but you
I don't know
need-
about this season, but long term,
What's
he does
Kevin
not
Love's
fit.
contract?
You
It's
need,
big.
But you
It's a big
also
contract.
you need a guy like Kevin Love on your team with all these young guys.
True.
Yeah,
True.
you need the veteran experience.
And that's what I liked in Ricky Rubio, but
Yeah,
and he was playing great.
Incredible.
Yeah.
He was playing so well.
But
yeah.
you bring on Rondo, right? They traded for Rondo to kind of replace that.
8-2 in their last 10. They've been good. And
Yeah.
They still got guys that are hurt.
And I know like loyalty is not something that NBA teams practice, but like Kevin Love's loyal to the Cavs
Yeah.
these years.
He's
Like
true.
I don't know.
You're one piece left from that championship team.
You have to like respect it. Like
But how old is the guy? The guy, he was drafted
He's 30
in 08, right?
He's
Yeah.
33.
He's got 2
he's an
years
old
left
guy.
on his contract,
Yeah.
this year and the next year.
But it's a
Yeah,
lot
he's
of money,
probably
right? It's like
retire. Yeah, he's
upwards of
getting
30.
$30 million this year.
31 a year. Yeah.
31 this year, 29 next year.
Like, loyalty aside, that's a lot of cap space that you could go out and
That's true.
bolster this team.
That is true. If somebody's willing to take that contract, I feel like it's hard to say no to that.
Yeah. I'm not saying trade deadline, but like maybe offseason you work out something like, hey, we're moving in this direction. You got to
Off season is
understand.
more
I don't know.
likely because I feel like you could trade him for less. But during right now, I feel like you have to give like a first rounder to get rid of that contract, and
Yeah.
you don't want to give up a first rounder.
Teams
to the
aren't in a
Cavs.
position
I
right
don't
now,
know, though,
mid-season, to be
'cause,
taking on $40 million.
Guys, you saw what happened last season with the Knicks and what's happening this season. Imagine if they went out and trade deadline and got like a big like name.
But the Knicks
They-
this offseason got players, and they have not worked out.
Yeah, they
Fournier
haven't
has
worked
not
out.
worked out.
But
Kemba's-
teams are just
Kemba's not worked
nobody
out.
predicted the Knicks to be good last season, and they were. No one predicted the Cavs to be good this season, and they are. You never know what could happen next season. I think you have to go out and get someone. At least try and make a
But do you
shot
want?
in the playoffs.
But the problem is you bring somebody in there, and they mess up the chemistry. They mess up what's going on in that
true.
locker room. Because if you want to think about it the next way, like maybe they made the right decision then, and if they would have kept and ran back with the same team, they would have done better.
Yeah.
But because they brought in Fournier and Walker and tried to mess it up a little bit, that's the reason why they're not doing as well. I don't know. It's all hypotheticals in the situation.
I don't know, but either way, it's awesome that they're doing well. It's really awesome.
Oh,
yeah, it's good for the franchise to have more than one period of success in your entire franchise history.
With just LeBron James.
Yeah.
Like,
But yeah, I mean, the 4 seed, I don't think anyone saw that coming.
No.
they're doing way better than they ever did with Kyrie. So
That's true. Yeah, that's kind of all those years of Kyrie by himself didn't really work out too well.
Well, you got some guys that can play on this team. Kyrie, those Cavs teams were bad.
Yeah,
but a lot of
Dion
those guys have
Waiters,
gone
a
and
co-star.
done, like Wiggins was on the team.
Yeah, but
He's an
Wiggins,
all-star now.
He stunk then.
Well, they
He
got
was
traded
horrible.
before he played a game
Yeah.
though. For Kevin Love that same offseason.
Did he get drafted that offseason? Did he
Yeah.
never play a game with the Cavs?
Never played a game with the
Yeah, Wiggins
okay.
was just bad until this season.
That's
So,
that's a little lay GM right there, going out there and
get rid of Wiggins.
I think it was like kind of a kind of a contingency. Like I'll come to Cleveland if you got to get me a third.
Damn.
Oh yeah, he wanted
Yeah.
a third co-star.
Imagine Wiggins now alongside LeBron, just like a shooting Wiggins, guy that
Yeah.
tries out defense.
I love Wiggins. I've always loved Wiggins.
Yeah,
Oh, he gotta be a
newest
good team
All-Star,
player.
newest All-Star starter.
Did you see a list of like players who weren't All-Star starters?
Yeah.
Like Paul Pierce, never an All-Star starter.
Interesting.
There's a long list of Wiggins.
That is
passed.
wild. And in the East too, during that time, like who was? I mean, you have LeBron, but like as far as filling out the rest of the front court for the All-Star, it's not like you had to compete with like the Kobe's or the, other people in his division or in his conference. I don't know. Let's look at the Warriors with Wiggins. Obviously, Wiggins is playing really well. I don't think he deserved All-Star starter, but
No.
All-Star for sure. What do we? There's not really a lot to make of this because this is the best shooter in the world, multiple-time MVP, multiple-time champion.
yeah.
But Steph Curry is in an absurd shooting slump, and I'm not going to say absurd as in like bad for most players because this would still
This
be
would
good
be-
percentages for.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay,
He's not playing
Yeah,
well.
yeah. He's not playing. He's not shooting very well.
No, but it doesn't matter because the Warriors are still the 2 seed. They're still winning games.
You know he's going to come back around.
You know he's going to come back around, and when you have a guy like he hasn't played around Clay in 2 years, Jordan Poole's been stepping up. You have other guys step up. It's okay to go through a slump. I think this, if anything, it's just going to make him come playoff time. He's going to be locked in. They're on a 5-game win streak, 7-3 in their last 10, and he's been playing.
Yeah, and
poorly.
when I said like bad for, I mean good for some players, like 41% from the field is still bad relatively, but 37%, I mean for Steph might not be good on 12 attempts, but there's a lot of players in this league who could use a 37% shot
yeah.
from 3.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
I wonder if it's all back to the fact that he was chasing that
I think it was.
because like ever since he like was pushing for the 3-point record, I feel like he started shooting not as good and like I don't know, maybe he's still forcing a little bit, trying to get back in his rhythm. It's a cycle and it's a downward spiral he might be in right now. You just gotta get out of it.
Yeah, and as you guys were alluding to, like the team around him is just one of the
built
best
for him.
teams since
Built
that
for him.
73-9 season. Wiggins is almost shooting 50-40 splits. Jordan Poole standout year. Otto Porter is shooting also close to 50-40. I know Draymond he's been out, but obviously Draymond, his leadership is second to none. And you just got guys that can go out there and ball. Gary Payton is shooting 60% from the field, 37 from three. Granted, he's not taking too many shots, but you always see a highlight out of him. It's just a good group of guys that play well together, good defensively. It's the thing about that 73-9 team was it was a lot of experienced veterans like Leandro Barbosa, guys like LaShawn Livingston, guys that were just old at the time. And this is just a young team. Like some of these guys were in high school when Steph Curry won MVP. It's kind of wild.
The importance of role players. I think we've talked about that a couple times. This is a prime example. Them and the Suns. You have your main guy, and they just have a squad around him. And he makes Steph Curry, even when he's not playing well, it makes everyone on the team so much better.
Draws attention like he's nonstop. Even if he's in a slump, you can't stop looking at him.
You can't, because he hits 30-foot bombs still. When you have a lapse in defense, and it's crazy.
Yeah, like I don't care what the numbers say. Whatever Curry is shooting from the field, I'm not letting him take an open shot.
No.
I'm sending two guys at him. I don't care if he's shooting 20% from three. Like I'm sending two guys. It's that effect that I don't think really anybody else has in basketball for a team.
So
nobody else does.
I think he's out of the MVP race.
No.
I think he is, just because
he's definitely fallen in a lot of people's.
Fallen, but
he's not out. I'd say Kevin Durant's out.
Give him 2 weeks
because of injury.
Give him 2 weeks dropping 40 points a game, which he's all capable of. We know he can do that. Like
I just think
it's a slump right now. He'll get out of it.
We're going to talk about guys: Jokic, Embiid, Giannis, Ja. I think there's some other guys ahead of him right now, though.
So the official Kia MVP ladder, which isn't like the end all be all, has Jokic as first, Embiid second. And we should talk about how the center position is just thriving right now. Giannis third, Chris Paul fourth, DeMar DeRozan fifth, and then Curry, Durant, Ja, Booker, LeBron. I think we could both sit here and agree. I think Ja should not be eighth on that list.
No. The Grizzlies are third in the West. Nobody saw that happening. They're 35-17.
I get Jokic and Embiid and. Actually, let's stay on Ja for a little bit. I think Ja Morant is the second best point guard in basketball right now. I don't know if that's a hot take or not.
It's him and who?
Steph
is number one.
Steph's number one.
CP3 right behind him.
Luka? Is Luka point guard?
Luka.
You count Luka point? I guess.
Yeah, I put Luka, Chris Paul, and then just from there you can go on whatever. But
he's hard enough point guard. You get in the conversation.
Yeah, you can get into that, but.
Donovan Mitchell.
But Ja is just playing incredibly. He has definitely made that leap. People are talking about him for most improved. We're talking about MVP, in my opinion.
That's the problem with the most improved player award. Like most of the time, the MVP probably is the most improved player in certain situations. So like, it's a stupid word to begin with. But yeah, I think Ja Morant's definitely in the running for MVP. He's made a huge leap.
11-game win streak this season.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And the team around him is not great.
I mean, but they have again, like
they're stepping up.
Young guys. Desmond Bane.
I like Desmond Bane a lot.
Desmond Bane's insane.
Yeah.
Defender and shooter, averaging 20. Jaren
Jackson, yeah.
Best. He has the most blocks in the league, I think, this year.
He's playing better. It's almost like they're building around Ja Morant. Like Ja Morant's elevating the rest of the players.
Now, outside of those three, I don't. Brandon Clark,
Grayson Allen's not there anymore. So.
Kyle Anderson,
Slow-mo. They have your boy though. Steven Adams.
I love watching John Steven Adams. Just reminds me of a younger Russ and Steven Adams, and it makes me so sad. But
you look at this roster: Dillon Brooks is a good defender. Desmond Bane can defend. Brandon Clark can defend. I mean,
you were saying before the show about their identity.
Yeah, it's very different from grit and grind. I feel like because they're just flashy, they're young, and they're fast, and they're athletic. It's fun to watch.
They're way more fun basketball to watch nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, as much as grit and grind might lead to success, am I really gonna watch a Zebo post up or a Marc Gasol post up?
That too, though. They're tough. The Grizzlies are tough, and they're third in the West. No one expected this.
Yeah,
no one.
No.
There's been a lot of dark horses this year.
Really has.
Including. Let's talk about the center position and how awesome it is. It's the same thing last year before Embiid got hurt, but how awesome is it that Jokic and Embiid are playing out of their minds at a time where I personally thought the center position was dying.
It was
dying.
It still is dying.
They took it off the All-Star ballot.
Okay, I can agree with that. It's still dying, but isn't this great for it though? It's halting that slow.
There's
decay.
2 of them. That's it.
Yeah.
Baby cat.
We're still moving towards positionless
Cats.
basketball in a way, but I think those 3, and I'll put Cat in there, are really helping keep the center position alive.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't see any young guys coming out want to be centers. There's no young guys coming in there like doing what these guys can do. These guys are great players, but they transcend the center position. They're not traditional centers. They're
It's like
That's a good way of
brand of
putting it.
like
That's a great way of putting it.
Aiton's a great center, but I think his ceiling is his ability. Like
right now.
Yeah, right
He doesn't
now.
have the passing ability. Like these
he can't
guys,
pass, he can't shoot. He can't play make like these guys.
Jokic's playmaking ability, like
Yeah.
he could run the point guard. Like he's just that's why I separate him above Embiid just because of his other things around him. I feel like he's more of a complete player than Joel Embiid is.
I think Embiid is really shining though because Ben Simmons is gone.
Oh, absolutely.
Embiid is having a great
He's doing
stretch.
whatever he wants. It's-
You
And-
get him the ball, you have him
Yeah.
play 4 out with Embiid in the middle of the paint.
You
and
watch him play though. Oh my gosh, both those guys just do everything. They do everything. It's incredible. And Embiid's such a good defender too. Jokic is having the best PR season ever.
Yeah, on track to for sure.
It's insane.
Whoever brought up Aiden, I like that got brought up because outside of those top 3 that we were talking about, it seems like we're moving in a direction where to be a good center in this league, you got to play defense. You got to be able to switch on the perimeter and just roll to the basket.
Well, it
you got the
depends.
Aidens, the Goberts, the Capellas.
Yeah.
Like,
If you have Chris Paul as your point guard and you're a center, you're
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
Yeah, that's
try no matter what.
that's true. But like, you gotta centers are essentially unplayable if you can't switch out on the perimeter.
Yes.
That's
Can't
Clint Capella's problem.
Outside of Jokic, like if Jokic can't play defense on the perimeter, I don't
But he
care.
has
Like,
to. The Nuggets are so much better with him defensively.
yeah, but like
Yeah.
you've seen those clips of
Yes, that's
like he'll be switching on Chris Paul and he's just swiping like this, and it's just like, but at the same time, like
never want to
you're not
big man
benching
Chris
Jokic
Paul.
for that
No.
reason.
No, he's too good at everything else. But like, I agree with you, and that's why we saw the PG Tucker experiments. We see these guys, LeBron James playing center. Look at the Lakers. Like, I understand the
Yeah.
center position is not being over, but unless you have these two maybe cat 3 guys that are like so good offensively and so good like running the offense, you can't possibly take it out because you lack of defense. The other guys are just getting exposed for these point guards and these wings who just have so much quickness and skill. Like,
They're great because they're not traditional centers. That's why they're so
yeah,
good.
they're not traditional centers. The traditional center's dying. That's
The trend-
dying.
Yeah.
I think it's been gone.
Yeah.
You never used to see guys play make like this.
No.
It's nuts.
Aiden, Capella, Gobert, like they got their places, but I don't know. They can be exposed too easily.
Yeah, it's just we're moving to positionless basketball for better for not, but I'm glad these guys are still doing it. Anybody else on the list that we think should maybe higher? What about DeMar at 5?
Well,
Is that a
the
good
Bulls
place?
have really slowed down,
Yeah,
but they've also been dealing with some stuff as well. They've had
They've had injuries, they've had stuff like
Yeah,
that.
Levine's been out. Lonzo's been out. Caruso. So they've had some different stuff, but they've had guys step up though. I really like that Ayo Donsuma out of Illinois. He's been playing really well. They got Kobe White, went through a stretch. But I don't know.
I've heard-
they've been struggling.
I haven't watched like a lot of Bulls games, but I've heard that Vucevic has just been playing terribly this year.
Well, he's soft.
Yeah,
He's just.
which is tough because if you think about Magic Vucevic on this team, like that's
Though it goes to show you, I mean, Magic Vucevic wasn't playing alongside guys that could.
yeah. Was he just filling up the stat sheet, playing
like
garbage
an Evan
basketball?
Fournier type
Yeah.
of thing. Yeah.
I don't know. What about Luka? Luka is listed as the 5 more after 1 through 10. Mavs going on a run.
They've been.
Yeah, very high.
They're defense. They've been playing defense, which I thought would
That's
never happen.
wild, dude. I would never have thought that they'd be. What are they, number 1 in defense or something like that?
Yeah, they're number 1 net defense this year. Which
Isn't that wild? And like they're
the
trash in
Mavs do.
offense.
So the question that you always come out to this, and we talk about the Mavs every year, can they get the wing at the trade deadline?
I've seen
Who's available right now? Who would you want?
Jeremy Grant wants out of Detroit.
That's the guy you want.
That is the
That's
exact.
what you want.
that is
But
the
every
perfect
team
fit.
wants him.
It's
Yeah.
Every
team
playoff
wants him.
team wants him.
Think about him alongside Luke. What Luka? It would be like a Luka and a baby version of like a Kawhi or DeMar.
Yeah.
Type of thing. Oh,
He would be perfect.
I give.
They
him
would jump. They would jump in my opinion. They get your like
They get
top
they're
3 in the East, top 3 in the West.
Really.
Who are they leapfrogging? The Jazz
Yeah,
and the Grizzlies.
yeah.
I mean, if
I
Luka
think
plays
Grizzlies,
playoff
yeah.
Luka, yeah. Because
Yeah.
they could have beat the Clippers 2 years in a row. I think they should have 2 years ago. The refereeing and stuff happened. Reggie Jackson dropping 50 points, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Is there any news about Kawhi Leonard coming back?
No, but
I
does
don't. If
George?
Paul
Yeah.
George might be having season-ending surgery, and if that happens, there's
then-
no reason to rush either of them.
No, you just take the season as an L.
I do want
Clippers are still a 7 seed. They're at
Crazy.
500.
Above the Lakers.
Yeah, which like, and I'm gonna switch hats to my OKC fandom. This is the first year that we get the Clippers pick, and you know I'm never one to wish an injury on anybody, but how convenient is it that both the stars are out? And
Yeah.
so if they make the 7 seed, I'm gonna be a little mad. Like this should be
I
a
don't think
lottery
they
pick.
will.
This is a lottery team. This is Reggie
But
Jackson's
they don't have
team
any
right
reason
now.
to tank.
No,
No, they have no reason to tank.
No
I
reason to
agree.
tank.
But they should be losing games.
But here's what you look at. You look at teams behind them. The Lakers will jump them, I think. Timberwolves, I think, will jump them.
Blazers are not.
I don't want the Blazers too, but I think they should. I mean, San Antonio, they've been on the wrong end of a lot of games.
Yeah.
If you look at their point differential, it's 0, but yet they're how many games under 500?
Oh, God, yeah.
12. Yeah. So they've been on the wrong end of a lot
That's
of games.
wild.
After that, it
That's
drops
a
off.
very interesting stat right there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And the Pelicans always underperform. I mean, at best, I can see the Clippers falling to the 10 for you.
Yeah.
So if they've because I'm still a little confused on the play-in tournament. Is the lottery still include the teams that lose the play-in tournament?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it has
So if
to.
they're the 9 seed and they lose to who they play the 8?
Yeah.
Oh God.
No,
imagine-
they play the 10 first.
they
no,
play.
yeah.
Oh, I think you're right. Yeah, they
Wait,
play.
is that how it works?
Yeah, 8, 9, 7, 10.
8, 9. Just remember, they play the 8.
Yes.
So
Which they-
even if they beat...
So if
even
they lose the whole play-in tournament, they're now a lottery team.
Yeah.
Okay, that
Well,
makes,
they
makes me feel a little
have to
better.
fill it because it would only be 5
How does the
teams
play
from
work?
each
No, it
conference.
can't work like that.
Is it?
Maybe. It might be.
What was last year? Because
7 plays the 10, 8 plays the 9, and then if the Lakers beat the Wolves, the Lakers have to beat them twice, I think.
so okay, because I remember the.
But
Oh,
it
what?
really does stink for you, though, Truett, because I feel like it's going to be really tight at the end. Who gets in what seed gets what.
Yeah, I know. And as a Thunder fan, I'm glad that we have our own pick. Assuming we don't make the playoffs.
No, Truett, sorry. Celtics, 7 plays 8,
Okay.
9 plays 10. The winner of 9v10
Plays.
has to play the loser of 7v8 to get in.
Oh, okay.
Because I remember the
Oh, yeah.
Celtics played the Wizards last year, and Celtics Wizards were 7-8.
Isn't
Yeah,
it like
and
a
Wizards
2-1
beat the
The Wizards beat the Celtics?
no Wizards beat the Pacers.
Yeah,
beat
because
the
the Pacers
Hornets?
blew out the Hornets.
Yes.
Okay.
Isn't it like you have to win 2, though, if you're
The
the
9-10
underdog?
have to win 2. 7 if 7 wins,
Yes.
if 7-8 play,
Yeah.
whoever wins that's automatically in.
They're the 7.
And
They
then
would
the
be
big
correct.
7,
lost.
9-10, then whoever lost that first game has to
Oh.
play the winner of 9-10, and that game would get the 8
So
seed.
loser of 7-8 plays the winner of 9-10 for the 8 seed.
Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting.
Okay. Exciting but confusing.
Yes.
Yeah. I think I don't really think you need to play in tournament, but then we don't have to go into that
I don't
discussion.
know why they added that.
Yeah,
Except for COVID, I understand it, but for this season.
Is that
it's
why?
really-
I think that's the original
Oh,
reason why.
for those teams that dropped a little bit
Yeah.
because of okay, I guess, yeah. Sure.
Do you guys want the trivia question now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Or do we want to cover the James Harden news at all?
Yeah, I get-
There's not a lot of tangible news to that. I think the report said he just doesn't like living in Brooklyn, which is
Understandable.
Yeah, coming back.
but that's a weird reason to not want to play with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving.
it just shows James Harden's. I don't know.
I feel bad for Kevin Durant a little bit these days.
Yeah.
I've never been the biggest James Harden guy because the foul baiting. I just don't like the way he plays. He's a great isolation player. I'll give him that, but he's not a winner. I mean, you can't overcome living in Brooklyn to play with Kevin Durant and Kyrie. Come on, man! That's horrible.
Yeah, that is a really I don't
It's
know.
a terrible mindset.
You think living in Philly would be better? I mean,
No.
I've never lived in either of those cities, but come on, man.
We're close enough to Philly. We don't
You're playing with
go in there.
You're playing as a
If you live
part
near
of,
Villanova, you'd be fine. You can get a house near Jay Rice.
you're playing as part of arguably one of the best offensive trios ever. I guess individual pieces put together.
He doesn't want to win. He wants the ball in his hands nonstop.
Yeah. And they were like 2 inches away from
Kevin Durant
going-
correct shoe size away from going to
Yeah. So, I mean, why even why
I
is
don't get
this
it.
news? James Harden is a weirdo. He's a weird dude.
But Harden and Embiid.
Yeah, that's true.
So what do you give up? You give up Simmons? Oh, Kyrie, Durant, Simmons. How would that work?
Ugh.
That's a weird.
Too many ball dominant guys. You just tell Ben Simmons play defense and run in
Yeah.
transition. You don't do anything.
You tell
else.
him like, hey, you're playing
Or
with
Kevin Durant
Durant.
requests a trade and get out of there.
Yeah, but you could argue
Oh,
like
playmaking though. Ben Simmons and Kevin Durant pick and rolls. Oh wow, that would be.
Kyrie doesn't fit on that team.
That's true. Too many ball.
Go
dominant. I
back-
think they have too many ball.
go
dominant
back
guys.
to Kyrie Durant. That was the team that could have won. I think so.
With
I was
a good
excited to
role.
watch that team, and then you bring in Harden. I thought it complicated.
They
Yeah,
lost role
Nets.
players because if they would have kept
Yeah.
Dinwiddie on that team,
Yeah.
Jared
better.
Allen?
Karis LeVert
Yeah,
would have been
exactly.
better.
If you're the
Exactly.
Nets,
But they did it
do
too
you
much.
just trade Harden for you fill out this roster around Kyrie and Durant.
You just do the
Keep
reverse.
paying
You
the
basically
bonds. Yeah.
undo your mistake.
If I'm the Nets, I'm not trading Harden for Simmons.
No.
I'm trading him for Simmons and Curry, maybe. Like Simmons and Seth Curry.
You get some pieces.
Somebody else with
Yeah.
Simmons to
Yeah.
get rid of Harden.
You got to start filling out the role players because that's how you're
I
going.
already would say you bring this team back.
Give me
and-
Danny Green or Maxi.
No.
Okay.
Danny Green. Take
I'm
Seth
just-
Curry.
I'm just saying, yeah,
Yeah,
Phil-
you
no,
take-
but all in
yes,
addition
you
to
take
Seth.
Seth-
And Max.
Yeah,
But Simmons, Curry, and Maxi?
For
I do it.
Harden.
Harden.
I don't know how the Sixers say no.
throw in
to
a
that.
first round, maybe first rounder.
Throw in something too.
But then you're looking at the Nets team now with, if Kyrie stays, I guess you got Kyrie at the 1,
Somebody
Curry at the
to-
2,
Joe Harris?
Simmons at the 3-ish,
Oh, okay.
KD at the 4, and you need a center.
Switch KD and
Yeah.
Simmons.
They don't have.
what if you could run Simmons at the 5?
You could.
Would that be?
go really small?
What would that be?
Dude, imagine that team in transition.
Yeah.
Holy-
Joe Harris on the wing, like
You have
Patty Mills.
You have.
I like
Curry-
that. I like
you have
that,
Curry
actually.
And Joe Harris just all they do is sit on the perimeter.
Kyrie, Curry,
They
Joe
just
Harris,
run.
Durant, Simmons.
Oh
That's
my
an
God.
interesting starting 5.
That would be
And Tyree
crazy.
Maxey off the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Patty,
Yeah.
Marcus.
We should be GMs.
Why are we not GM?
I just don't think the Sixers would take that trade. I think it's a lot given up for.
Because they want what? They want.
They want a lot
They
for
want
Simmons.
a first and a star.
Yeah.
For
Their
Simmons,
asking
which-
price is
their
way
asking
too
price
high.
is way too
But
high.
well, I don't know why they asked so high when you could get Harden and Embiid. Like,
Maybe
together.
they do that for that, but I don't know.
That duo would be insane.
With
Oh my
all
gosh.
the hurdles that the Sixers have been through to try and trade Ben Simmons, if they ended up getting James Harden from that, that's a dub.
They should have got James Harden to begin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
They-
like some
just-
people are saying like they can't even get CJ McCollum. If you get James Harden, that's a dub.
Yeah.
That's a dub.
You're gonna have to give up though, I think. But they're
Yeah.
not. They're not going to. Sixers
Yeah.
are dumb.
Nah, we could speculate forever.
Yes.
Sean, let's hear this trivia. To this
Okay.
NBA trivia.
In NBA Finals history, only 5 players have averaged more than have averaged 38 or more points in an NBA Finals series.
38.
How many players?
5.
5.
Probably like.
It's Michael Jordan's.
Michael Jordan has averaged them in 92-93. He averaged 41 points
Holy
per game,
crazy.
the most by any player
I
in
don't.
NBA Finals.
I wouldn't
Wilt?
guess it's LeBron. I don't think
Wilt?
LeBron.
No.
LeBron is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He averaged 35.
Yeah, I wouldn't guess
He
he
would
would.
have points, assists, rebounds, steals.
How much did
blocks.
Dwayne Wade average in that 06? No,
Not Dwayne Wade.
Was Wilt on
06,
there?
Wilt is not on there. No.
Kareem.
Nope.
Larry Bird.
Nope.
What is the threshold? 38 points. Oh
Wow.
my god.
Did all these guys win a chip? These 5 guys.
Oh, good question.
Yeah.
I'm not positive. I think so.
What about Kobe? No.
There's only one guy I think might not have. I think the rest of them did.
That might not have. Now I'm trying to think who went off in the finals.
Yeah, but interesting.
Maybe sneaky Allen Iverson. I'm trying to think of the
Nope.
dude that.
38's a lot of
Yeah,
points.
38's a ton. Maybe
Are these like
4
what about
game series
relevant
Curry,
like dudes? Like recent dudes?
No.
Durant.
3 guys are from the 60s.
Oh,
Oh.
Bill Russell.
Nope.
What?
We're not gonna get Elgin Baylor.
Yep,
Yeah,
Elgin
there we
Baylor.
go. Okay.
Nice.
George Gervin.
Nope.
Magic. 60s. Okay, modern day guy then. So we
Okay.
have another modern day guy.
One more modern day
He's
guy.
still in the NBA.
No.
2010s played.
Late 90s, thousands.
Tim Duncan.
You know, throughout the 90s, thousands.
Shaq.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
okay.
which finals?
99,000.
So
What do
He
you
averaged
average?
38 points a game.
Oh my god.
wow.
Two other guys, one Laker, one San Francisco Warrior.
It's a Laker that we haven't guessed.
So Laker, you haven't guessed?
And it's not Wilt?
This is the guy who I don't think
Warrior?
won it.
Oh, Jerry West?
Yeah. Okay.
Dude,
yes. No. Wait.
respect
Does he
Jerry
have
West,
one
the logo,
chip or
baby.
did he have none? Jerry West.
I don't think it's any.
He was on that
But he went to the finals
Wilt's
what
Elgin
7
team.
times?
No. What?
Yeah. Didn't Jerry West go
Did
to
he?
the finals like a
He's
bunch of
won
times?
one finals.
How
One
many
finals
appearances?
MVP award and one NBA championship.
But he's been to the finals like 7 times.
Did he win
yeah.
the finals MVP on the losing team?
That's what I said.
Yes,
That's why I
that
think
was
this is the
him.
year.
That's what it was.
That's what I think
That's
this is the year he
wild.
didn't win it.
That's
So there's
wild.
one more guy, San Francisco Warrior.
Yeah.
Are we gonna get him or no?
I think he could because
we
of
know-
2K, but like,
Because of 2K.
Because of 2K.
I think he's actually an announcer now.
Oh,
Possibly.
Bill Walton.
No.
No. I'm just thinking announcers now.
No, never mind. He's not an announcer.
Ernie Johnson.
You're gonna have to.
Rick Barry.
Rick
I never would've
Barry,
guessed that.
the guy who does underhand free throws.
He was
averaged
really good
30.
though. He was really,
Really?
good. I know
I-
that. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever watched Rick Barry highlights.
He averaged 41 points.
Good for him.
Jeez.
Good for him.
So we got Jordan, Shaq, Rick Barry, Elgin Baylor, and who was the last
Jerry
guy?
West.
Jerry West.
Shaq also averaged 36
So
in
Shaq
the
did-
01-02.
Wow.
Then
Dude,
LeBron,
people sleep on prime Shaq.
Jordan, Iverson, Durant. Giannis
Dominant
averaged
player.
35 when he won it
Really?
this year, yeah.
Wow.
Good for him.
And Dwayne Wade.
Wow, legends.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. It's 1 p.m. That's the end of our show, unfortunately. Be sure if you missed anything, watch it on the YouTube channel, or if you want to go back and react to some of our takes or predictions. We're gonna be back next week, same time, 11:30 Sunday.
Preview the Pro Bowl.
Preview of the Pro Bowl and the Super Bowl. We'll know then. We'll probably get into some more NBA, maybe cover a little college because it looks like the college season is heating up a little bit. Maybe anybody like who's going to get drafted. We could talk about Chet and Paolo all day. But yeah, we'll see you there at 11:30. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go check out the Twitter, and we'll see you next week.